Hello and welcome. My name is Stephanie Dawn, and I want to welcome you to the Luminary Leaders Masterclass on Molecular Hydrogen. We do this every Thursday night in an effort to educate folks about what we have learned, which is pretty exciting. So I want to thank you for being here. I know there's anywhere you could be on a Thursday evening, and we're really grateful that you're here. So I wanted to introduce myself and share a little bit about how it is that I came to be here. My name is Stephanie Dawn. I have been called a radical detox goddess because if there's a detox out there, I've probably done it. I'm healing the appearance of stage 4 metastasized breast cancer to my bones, which is no small thing. And I credit molecular hydrogen water, and particularly the device that we're going to be talking about, the CellPower device, with a rapid recovery. So there's that. And I'm also a mom of two beautiful young men, and I live here in Washington State. So I found molecular hydrogen about a year and a half ago when I was working to heal my body naturally. And I leaned in hard to the doctor that was sharing with me about it because the science was clear. Molecular hydrogen can absolutely support folks with cancer. So I was doing it via cannula, I was doing it via water, via gas, and via IV. And at that point, the cancer had metastasized to my bones. So it was intense what was going on with me, and I ended up being bedridden with pain and needing to take opioids in order to do life. And so it was serious, it was really serious. But I kept drinking my molecular hydrogen water. Not the one that my doctor in Scottsdale had sold me, because the one that he sold me, he'd bought off Amazon. And I quickly learned that the byproducts of the process to create molecular hydrogen were potentially leaching heavy metals into the water. And I had spent months and almost years removing heavy metals from my body in an effort to heal my body of cancer. So I found the LumiVitae device and began drinking the water every day. And then another part of my story is that I made the decision to do metronomic low dose chemotherapy, which is about a third of standard chemotherapy. And I was taking the water even on chemotherapy days. Like, everyone asks me, were you drinking it during chemo? I'm like, yes, I drank that water every single day. It was my friend. And I had it on the recovery setting, which you're going to learn about the frequencies in the lid, which is absolutely fascinating. Um, and I just drank that water nonstop for months. And a lot was going on with me medically, which I'm not going to get into right now. But it wasn't until about August of last year that I spoke to my oncologist and I asked him, how am I doing compared to other women that you're helping with stage 4 cancer diagnosis? And he said, oh, Stephanie, you're doing really good. You're doing really, really good. And I was like, it's like the lights went on in my mind, and I'm like, okay, I'm really glad the chemo is working, and I know that the fact that I'm drinking molecular hydrogen water from the LumiVitae CellPower device is absolutely foundational to my healing. So there was that. And then the other piece of my story is that I'd gone through a lot of experiences with my skin and chemo, because skin is the largest detox organ in the body. And at one point, I had like scabs all over my arms from the chemotherapy. It was not pretty. And so one day I'm driving along, it's summertime, I'm with my mom, and she's like, Steph, look at your arms. And I'm like, what about them? And she says, your skin is beautiful. And I hadn't taken a moment to look at my arms or any skin on my body in a very long time. I was in the grind of doing the chemo every week. And so I looked at my arms, and then I kept driving, and I looked down again. I'm like, well, she's not wrong. And I'm staring at them. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, Mom, do you know what we are seeing here? And she said, what? And I said, a hydrated body. Because immediately at that point, I realized that I wasn't looking at dry, flaky white skin on my arms, which was a big deal for me because most of my adult life as a woman, I suffered from really dry skin on my arms and my legs. And I absolutely knew, because I'd learned that one of the first things that molecular hydrogen water does is it deeply hydrates our bodies. And a hydrated body is a body that can do what it needs to do in terms of mitochondrial function and just health. So that's a little bit of my story. We're going to be hearing from some of my colleagues this evening who have some stories to share, and we're also going to be educating on what is molecular hydrogen and what is the device that I've been speaking to. So I want to introduce you to my colleague Colette Schnabel, whom I've known for quite a few years. She is a beautiful woman living in Florida, mom of two, and she's also known as the biohacking mama. And what I love about Colette is that she knows all the cool things to be doing to help optimize your health. So when I found out that Colette was connected to LumiVitae, I knew it was going to be good. So without further ado, welcome, Colette.
My goodness. Thank you so much, Stephanie. And again, it's just always so empowering to hear your story, right? Of the trusting your body, knowing that there was an alternative way to support your health and that you have just completely transformed. And look at you shining so bright here. I mean, you're just radiating right now. I'm really looking forward to sharing more with all of you because, like Stephanie said, I'm in love with this world of biohacking, and I really love to educate people and families to make sure that they're investing their money wisely, that they're investing their money in actually works. And that is why we are all here, because we have found something extremely unique that sets the bar extremely high and is extremely innovative. So I'm going to share my screen and start a presentation for you all. Let me start presenting. There we go. Okay, so LumiVitae, that is what Stephanie mentioned, why we are all here. It is a company that we have all deeply aligned with, not just because of the products, but the mission of why it was created in the world. And I would love to start with this quote, and it says, "Molecular hydrogen has the potential to revolutionize medicine as we know it." And just like Stephanie was sharing in her personal journey, I truly believe this, as well as the studies that I've been reading, the testimonies that we've been hearing for the year and a half, and we will spend some time getting to hear from some of our community later on about what and how this has been impacting their journey. But first, let's start about this hidden crisis that's happening in a completely dehydrated world. Over 75% of the people here on this beautiful planet are chronically dehydrated. And why is that? Well, the water that we have here today is not the water that our ancestors used to have, that used to be healing, that used to be nurturing. Man came in and does what it does and did the man things. And we have so many things that are affecting the water today that it is not providing the source of healing that we need. Other major things that are affecting people and their health is stress, specifically the oxidative stress that's happening on our body, all of these external burdens that are there. We have the pollutions, we have the pharmaceuticals, we have the pesticides, we have the EMFs, all of the whatever they're spraying up there. I mean, everything is fighting against us. And because we have so much oxidative stress within the body, that is making a huge amount of inflammation. And nearly every single major disease is linked to inflammation. So let's go back to the very, very beginning. And that's the first thing that was here. I mean, if you go back to science class on that periodic table, number one is hydrogen. And hydrogen was and used to be the most abundant molecule in the world. It was very abundant in the air that we breathe, in the water that we had. But now, like I said, man has done his man things and it's no longer as abundant. And our bodies are supposed to create beautiful, ample amounts of hydrogen. But we just have so many things fighting against us and the beautiful wisdom that the body's supposed to do to create the hydrogen. So, molecular hydrogen turns water into a very powerful wellness tool that combats dehydration and oxidative stress simultaneously. And how does it do that? Well, because it is the smallest molecule in the world, it's kind of known as the miracle molecule or the God molecule, because when it is consumed through water, or some people do it through breathing from inhalation, it has the innate wisdom of knowing where the most oxidative stress in the body is and immediately goes in and starts rehabilitating the body to be in more of a coherent state and working in a beautiful way. So it acts like an antioxidant. It's the only one that can actually penetrate the blood-brain barrier and the mitochondria. So because it is the smallest molecule in the world and it penetrates deeply inside your mitochondria where our energy is being produced and where our actual aging is happening. It can cross the blood-brain barrier, so it reduces any brain inflammation, so it can increase the focus and protect against other neurodegenerative diseases, as well as brain injuries. Because it acts like a selective antioxidant, um, it it actually helps to neutralize any harmful free radicals are inside the body, and it helps to restore balance without having any side effects. There's no contraindications when it comes to molecular hydrogen. So, the key to cellular energy and recovery, molecular hydrogen increases that energy production within the body, which is the ATP. It's the fuel source of every single cell and how your body naturally is able to function. And I personally like to think of our cells as little tiny batteries. And if our batteries are low, that's when sickness and disease start to set in. So it's super beneficial to athletes, to biohackers, longevity experts. We all swear by hydrogen for faster recovery, endurance, and mental clarity. But actually, we're now in this day and age where an everyday consumer is starting to recognize the power of molecular hydrogen because it's hitting mainstream. Other things it's super beneficial for is supporting your gut microbiome. We know that in today's world, everything is affecting that microbiome. Of all the pesticides that we have, glyphosate has literally destroyed the body inside. And so it's really beneficial in supporting the intestinal inflammation, benefiting those that potentially have IBS, Crohn's disease, autoimmune disorders. It also enhances immune function and regulating the immune cell activity. I love to always share that my personal journey of supporting my mom through her rheumatoid arthritis, that is a inflammatory autoimmune disease. It was one of the first things that she has naturally been able to immediately support the anxiety attacks that she has because of all the brain inflammation and not have to wear her hand braces as much anymore. And nor does she go and get her infusions or inject herself. So it was one of the first and only things that she's brought in that I have suggested over the years, and I think is the catalyst to her new way of thinking about health optimization. It's super beneficial for those of us who want to age younger. I think many of us on here would like to slow the roll on aging, right? So it does that by reducing the oxidative stress and the inflammation at a cellular level. It can potentially slow down the aging process, enhance your skin health, just like Stephanie was saying, and support your longevity. But you don't have to take it from me and what I was saying. This is one of the most studied molecules in the entire world. So science is actually really on our side for this. And I truly believe that's why so many of us have been able to share this technology with so many because the science is proving it. And there's over 200 disease models that this can benefit. So what does that mean? Well, actually, dehydration is the first sign of inflammation, and inflammation is the leading cause of all diseases. So if we can properly hydrate the body through molecular hydrogen, we can offset over 200 disease models that could be setting in. So I would always suggest to anyone that is coming here for the first time, please look at other resources that are out there. A wonderful one is the Molecular Hydrogen Institute. You can find that at molecularhydrogeninstitute.org. That is run by Dr. Tyler LeBaron. He's an amazing scientist who has done many studies with inside the space of molecular hydrogen. These are some of the other categories that we're tapping into, and this is not all of them, guys. So again, supporting the immune system, your gut health, anti-aging, mental health, neuroprotective, it's cancer supportive, hormone health, fitness recovery. It's also really beneficial for those that maybe need support with their insulin levels, right? I've heard many stories supporting people that have diabetes, lowering the amount of insulin that they've needed to take as well. But when it comes to investing in your health and very much about molecular hydrogen, you want to make sure that whatever you're investing in is a certified device. Because when you make hydrogen, it also creates other things on the process. And so we want to make sure that it has been tested, stress test over a certain amount of time, that it's not going to break down, and it's always going to create a therapeutic dose to help support you in your journey. And it's not going to leach any like bad gases or heavy metals into the water. And so LumiVitae is a certified company when it comes to that. But so this beautiful device that we're all drinking out of, it's called the CellPower device. Some of us call it a liquid light vessel. And it does so much more than create therapeutic amounts of hydrogen for your health and optimization journey. So in the base where the hydrogen is created, there is also 8 really small magnets that are put in a ring. And this ring creates a very small magnetic field that is structuring and grounding the water as the therapeutic hydrogen is then infused into the container here. We are basically recreating like blue zone water. So maybe you have seen those documentaries where there's certain places around the world where people tend to just age slower and they're vibrant as they're getting older. And I know that I want to be vibrant when I'm older. I don't want to be waiting until the end. I want to be living and have a lot of vitality. We also can change the 7 different colors, just like your chakras, to benefit the mood of where you are today. And the lid itself is a whole other device. This lid creates frequency programs that are stored into the water to start gradually, energetically creating a resonance effect. So you can do a frequency program for energy. It also can help boost your mood right in the morning. You can do one called recovery after an intense workout or at the end of the day once that oxidative stress started building upon, or if you're under the weather. Lastly, our favorite frequency is called LumiVitae. It's the name of the company and it stands for light of life. So this is the frequencies of the sun, this life force frequency. So when you have energy, frequency, and magnetism, it's the 3 things that your physical body and your energetic body need to stay in a state of coherence. And so I believe that's why so many of us have now become hydrogen snobs and we only want to drink our water through this device. So this device, this is a Portuguese company, but we actually just localized in the United States within the last few weeks. We ship from New York. We are now priced at $498. It does have shipping on top of that, and each state varies with taxes. It comes with a 2-year warranty, which is not heard of a lot when you're investing in a technology like this, and a 21-day money-back guarantee. So whoever invited you to this call, you want to make sure that you reach out to them when you go to purchase and they help you get all set up so you are using that bottle from the moment it arrives to your door. But 2 weeks ago now, I think if I'm doing the math right, we launched our new product and we're so excited. I believe almost everyone on the call here that is part of LumiVitae has received their LVQ Plus. So LVQ Plus is a hydrogen tablet with NAD fusion. Maybe you have heard of this word NAD. It's becoming quite popular right now. This is the molecule for your longevity. And this is how we are now dropping a beautiful tablet into water to create the fountain of youth, I guess is what we would like to call it. Again, certified. You want to make sure what you are purchasing is a certified device or product. Excuse me, this is a product. And this is creating more of a macro dose of hydrogen, so a much more potent amount of hydrogen. One thing I didn't share before is the amazing benefits of hydrogen is that any other supplementation you're doing in your regular lifestyle, whether that's nutrition, whether that's supplements, peptides, whatever, the hydrogen acts as a beautiful carrier to make everything else more bioavailable inside the body. And so the hydrogen tablet here with LVQ Plus does that for you as well. So how is it creating NAD? So we're not actually putting NAD in your body because that molecule is actually quite large and sometimes is not necessarily received through the cells. We are wanting to and make our body function and work in the right way and to create the NAD. So we're using a molecule called nicotinamide riboside, or NR for short. And this is naturally encouraging your body to start creating more NAD. And for those of us who are getting into that middle age part of life, your body starts to create about half part of about 40% of it by the ages of 40. So you are wanting to make sure to have that to increase your endurance, to reduce any muscle degeneration, and to promote any skeletal muscle regeneration in your aging. Next, we have resveratrol. So resveratrol, maybe you've heard of this before. Someone saying, oh, 1 glass of red wine is good for you. It's good for your anti-aging. So it is really good to help increase the nitric oxide availability within your body. It also has anti-cancer potential. It helps support your estrogen levels due to its myophytoestrogen activity. And again, supporting more of your cognitive function and to help support those against Alzheimer's. Um, our resveratrol is not coming from red wine or grapes. Ours is actually coming from Japanese knotweed. It is a 98% pure form and has the maximum bioavailability without any fillers or additives. And again, this is really great to repair and protect, and it works in sync with the nicotinamide riboside to create that NAD in the body. Next, we have vitamin C. So the vitamin C regenerates other antioxidants like vitamin E inside your cells to make your body be producing more. It enhances your iron absorption and supports your collagen production. How many of us are always wanting to have more collagen to have beautiful, supple skin as we're aging? And again, working in reducing that oxidative stress. All of these things are working in coherence to create a beautiful form within inside the body. Ours is a non-GMO, tested for purity, and amplifies the resveratrol and the NAD to support the collagen regeneration. And then we also have spermidine. So spermidine is something that's really beautiful to help your cells clean up inside. It puts you into the state of autophagy. So a lot of the time someone cannot get into states of autophagy without fasting or going into ketosis. Well, now with spermidine, your cells can naturally do that. Other great, beautiful things that it's helping you with is your skin, more strength within your skin, strength within your nails, elasticity, reducing wrinkles, stimulating your hair growth. Again, more support into your brain health and cognitive protection. It also supports healthy blood pressure, improves cardiac function by reducing the inflammation with inside your body as well. Ours is derived from wheat germ. It's purified to over 99% for a gentle, clean cellular renewal. It is allergen tested, so no wheat proteins or gluten remain after this purification process. Magnesium. So many people in the world, over 50%, are actually deficient in magnesium. So we've added this in. The form is MGT plus. It's sourced from the Dead Sea, so it's naturally rich, energetically potent, and purified for its bioavailability. It really helps to immediately go in and balance that nervous system. And I know so many of us have experienced this within this past week of us starting to utilize this product. And then there's nothing synthetic about this, just earth source, water refined, mineral wisdom, is what this magnesium is providing with inside our body. We also have vitamin B12 to help support the nervous system and is a methylation activator. So this is bioavailable, it's gentle on the body, and it's essential for those that are seeking clarity, resilience, and energy from within. This is MTHFR friendly as well for those that might have a concern with that. So how do you get this? You can do a one-time purchase of 1 box is $88 one off. You can get it on a subscription for $79. Skip that. And then we have our trilogy pack that you can do 3 a day. I know many of us are doing 3 tablets a day because we want to really see what this amazing product can do for us. And so that is a one-time purchase of $238 or 10% off is $211 on subscription. And then at this time, I wanted to stop sharing because I know that we have some beautiful people in our community here that wanted to share their personal journey with hydrogen or maybe the tablets that they've had. So if you're one of those ladies, Diana, did you want to share?
Yes, ma'am, always. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Okay, well, my journey with molecular hydrogen has been a beautiful journey. My daughter was diagnosed with a very rare autoimmune disease, which targets her bones and makes her bones brittle. And she is constantly in pain, or was constantly in pain, and was having to take painkillers. And ever since I started her with our LumiVitae bottle and the recovery frequencies, my daughter has no need to take any painkillers ever more. So I am completely blessed and grateful that this magic water, that's what my daughter calls it, has helped her so much heal, not necessarily heal, but just she has a normal life. She is pain free, and all she does is drink this beautiful water. And then I have an amazing testimony with the tablets that I just started using recently. And all I can say is that I honestly feel my brain fog. That was like the most immediate, instantaneous thing. The brain fog is gone. And honestly, I feel happy. My nervous system is, I today I was, on my stories on Instagram, just sharing it because it's so overwhelming for me. I'm going through so many challenges right now in my life. And I feel like I have a nervous system reset. Like I'm able to deal with these challenges from a place of calm, from a place of, not survival. And it's just beautiful. So it might sound too good to be true. It's not. It's actually amazing. I encourage absolutely everyone to try this, and you won't regret it. I mean, it's been an absolute beautiful journey for me. I have so many testimonies. My mom had arthritis, also has arthritis, and she was always in constant pain, and she's a total skeptic because she's a doctor, and she recently bought her bottle as well. And on Mother's Day, she was talking about it. To me, that's an amazing testimony that my mom was talking about something that she didn't believe in before. So that says a lot. So I encourage everyone here to just give it a try. Molecular hydrogen, it's an absolute magical molecule. So thank you for allowing me to share that because it's been an absolute blessing to be part of this community.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Diana. Your story about your daughter is so fabulous. Glad you were able to share it. And thank you so much, Colette, for that deep dive into molecular hydrogen, the vessel, and our brand new product, the Liquid Vitality Chi. I'm still waiting for mine. It was supposed to arrive today, so I'm so excited to try it. Resveratrol is one of the ingredients that I have been instructed by my naturopath to be taking every single day. So I'm really happy that that's in the LVQ plus. All right, we're going to segue here, and we're going to talk about the business because that is something that we are thrilled to be able to share, to bring more light into the world, right? So I want to introduce a woman who has been a part of my life for over 8 years. She's very successful in the network marketing space. She travels the country sharing about and educating about network marketing. And absolutely thrilled that she's here with us tonight to talk about the vision of LumiVitae and how we are turning this into a global brand. So welcome, Cindi Kelly.
Hello, hello. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, it's been just great to listen to you, Stephanie, Colette, Diana. You guys are just, I don't know. Anytime I listen to you guys talk, like I could just, I'm like, I love it. I love coming in Thursday night. It doesn't ever get old. Hearing your journey, Stephanie, and just the recovery. It's just, I don't know, inspires me every single time. So, honored to be part of the LumiVitae, honored to be part of this company and just be able to speak to the vision and where we're going. Colette, did you want to pull up the first slide? Awesome. So great. Thank you so much. I am hiding in the corner in a room where I hopefully get quiet. So I wanted to talk a little bit about who we are calling in. And we're kind of calling in everyone that's here, actually. Hopefully, this speaks to every one of you because we are looking for high vibe, purpose led change makers. We're looking for the people that believe in abundance, wellness, the power of community, because success is absolutely best when shared. And so, if you're here for the first time and this is your first experience, I think it's important that you realize that we are not building this alone. We're building this together. We're building this in this most beautiful community where we have this modality that's helping people. And we show up here with purpose to give our light, to share our light, to light up the world, to light up others, because that is what we're doing right now with this amazing, amazing technology is we're using it to make a huge impact. And it starts with how we light ourselves up, but that light is something that carries on into all of the lives of people that we know. So if this speaks to you, you are exactly where you need to be. If you've been looking for that one thing, if you weren't even sure maybe what that one thing was, but you knew there was something missing in your world, whether it was financial, whether it was community, whether it was health, if there's something that you may be feeling is missing, maybe this is it. So we're all about co-creation, and co-creation to us is about freedom. Because when you have the ability to leverage relationships, to help others, to be in your greater purpose, in your health, in your wealth, it's all the power to be free. When you are feeling great, you feel free. When you have enough wealth to do the things you want, to buy the things you want, to care for the people that you want, to go the places you want, to never have to look around the room to make sure it's okay that you do the things. That is freedom. So our mission is to create the next evolution in technology and wellness. And that really speaks to me because I feel like we are in this high tech world and it's constantly going faster and faster and faster and faster. And we're not going to slow it down. It's just not happening. So we got to keep up with the Joneses or step ahead of them. But at the same time, the core of what this life we have is about is how we feel in our bodies, which means our wellness, our mental wellness, our physical wellness, how we feel. And so to be able to bridge that gap and be able to talk about things that bring community together, bring that high tech world and kind of make it high touch, bring technology, which is unavoidable at this point in time, into the space of wellness and to put that all together, we're really doing something pretty special. So a couple, statistics that I think are fantastic to learn is that, we pre-launched this company late in 2023. And from that point on, we were able to achieve last year in our first year a $50 million valuation, which was under female leadership. And that is less than 0.01% of companies that can say something like that. And so if you are on this Zoom and you are a female, which happens to be, we tend to pull in a lot of those boss babes. LumiVitae is changing the game on billion-dollar boss babe empires doing good in the world under amazing female leadership. And so right now, there is something kind of special. I'm not going to go into it in a whole lot of detail, but I'd love to share just briefly about something that we have called Omni Light. And with the launch of our tablets, and as Colette talked about, we have the launch of our United States. We launched the United States Distribution Center simultaneously with the tablets. We have created some, 6 and 7 figure income opportunities between now and the end of the year. Next slide. And these are some of the most generous bonuses that I think you will ever see. They're definitely the most generous bonuses that you've seen in LumiVitae and the most generous that you see because we've only launched the USA one time. We only launched this distribution center one time. If you've ever been thinking that there's something that I want to do that, sorry, hopefully it's not hanging up because my phone is ringing. If there's something that you want to do, if you feel called for more, if you feel called for greatness, this is the time that you can be part of the launch the big launch of this company, of an international company, of a billion-dollar empire, of all of the things. If you ever thought, like, I just want to be part of something that makes a difference in the world, that wants to make an impact, just calling in people that I love, that I care about, that is making a global impact, this could definitely be the thing that you've been waiting for. All right, so here are the bonuses that you're looking for. And this is what I'm talking about when I said that we were calling in some big bonuses over the next year. Well, in the next 6 months, we've got 4 bonuses on the line: a $30,000, a $100,000, a $300,000, and a $500,000 bonus. It's more than a bonus. If you earn what you need to earn to do this, and you're going to get with the person that invited you here, if you're thinking, hold on, I love the technology, I love the community, I love the health, I love the impact, I love all the things, show me the money. The person that invited you here is going to show you how you can make bonuses of this magnitude in the next 6 months by helping us launch this company, launch the United States into a completely new level. Next slide. I think that's the last one. And so if all of the things that you heard from myself, from Stephanie, from Colette, from Diana, if any of this is speaking to you, we are turning water into wellness. And it's a beautiful thing to be able to use a simple modality that makes a difference in the world, and to be able to take that modality and help our bodies heal, help other people heal, and help all of the people that we love and that we care about have massive success in the world. So thank you so much. And back to you.
Yay. Thank you so much, Cindy. So grateful that you found a corner somewhere in a school. Hashtag mom life. I love it. Location freedom, right, woman? This is what's possible when we're our own CEOs of our own business. We do business wherever we can. So I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to join us this evening. We're very grateful. Thank you, Colette, for all that you shared. I so appreciate your wisdom and experience in the biohacking space. And thank you, Diana. And if somebody invited you here to be with us tonight and you're very curious about all that we've shared, please get back in touch with them. And we can't wait to welcome you to our mission, our global mission to bring more light into the world. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.